What's up guys, Dutogiraikonoka here, and welcome to part 2 of the card discussion with regard to Blackrock Mountain, the next expansion for Hearthstone. So, here's what's up. Is the first part, I guess, dungeon we'll go through? Let's see. Wing. The first wing, that's right. Pardon my blanking. But, yeah, the first wing we'll go through is going to be Blackrock Depths. And some of the cards that have been spoiled for Blackrock Depths include the 4 previously reviewed, but 2 new class cards as well, which will be the Axflinger, which is this. Should be a little bit bigger for you guys. He is a warrior unique minion. A 4 mana 2/5 with whenever this minion takes damage, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. The This is an effect that triggers every time the minion takes damage. It doesn't have to survive like the Grim Patron does. But the thing with Grim Patron that made me think he was kind of cool is that, you know, he combos so well with Whirlwind and Cruel Taskmaster and Death's Bite. But with the Axflinger, I mean, just get a Yeti instead, and you'll guaranteed get that extra 2 damage every turn. And you get to choose where it goes. So, I mean, unless you plan to be hitting your minions for more than 1 damage per turn every single turn of the game, which, as someone who's played against Control Warriors plenty of times, I can tell you that does not happen. This card is a little bit just weaker on stats than, you know, a Yeti or anything like that. Maybe Blackrock will give us more cards to damage our minions, but, or even just give Warriors more ways to damage minions. I'm not, well, no, that wouldn't happen, because Warriors only getting 1 class card. But, yeah, I think this is just a worse Yeti, quite honestly. Yeah, I don't see this being that useful. So, that's okay. I mean, the only thing that's really going to enhance Control Warrior is legendaries, and there will be still 5 legendaries coming out at the very least, so that's alright. Otherwise, of course there is the Grim Patron, we've already been over that. And there's also a Shaman unique card. It is Lava Shock, a 2 mana spell that has the text deal 2 damage. However, it unlocks your overloaded mana crystals. I'll admit to not really being a Shaman player, but in my experience against Shamans, usually you don't overload for more than 2 per turn. I guess this makes something like Earth Elemental a little bit better, because basically you drop an Earth Elemental and the next turn you get a free shoot something for 2 damage. Actually, this would even refund Earth Elemental. Because Earth Elemental has you overload for 3. So you would actually gain a mana crystal and then deal 2 damage to something with this. It certainly makes overload something shamans could abuse a lot more. But in my experience, you don't usually overload for more than 2 per turn. In the current meta, again, this thing would make Earth Elemental a lot better of a minion. Just so much better. But it still really is just a 2-cost spell. I mean, I guess the way you would look at it is, instead of saying, you know, refund overloaded mana, you play Earth Elemental turn 5. Turn 6, you would have 3 mana, because 3 of it's overloaded from Earth Elemental. You play Lava Shock. Now you've got 4 mana, but that doesn't matter because you're not making a turn 6 play, you're now making a turn 4 play because you were forced to Lava Shock. So, I suppose at best, this really doesn't say unlock your overloaded mana crystals or deal 2 damage, it just says something closer to the lines of the first card that you play next turn has Battlecry, deal 2 damage. So, I don't know. I'm not a Shaman expert. given the current state of shamans being all mech shaman, which is an unreliable thing at best, this card would certainly not have a home in mech shaman. But shaman did have a lot of overload mechanics, and before a kind of mid-rangey control-ish shaman that ran, you know, Unbound Elemental and cards like that was really popular. And I think Lava Shock could help with that kind of stuff. The thing is, we know that Blackrock isn't giving any new overload cards to Shaman, because this will be the only class card out of Blackrock. So, Lava Shock, I don't know. I think it's kind of going to pan out being like Holy Smite. We're sure it's okay, but quite honestly, you'd rather just run a Lightning Bolt or a Light of the Naru instead. So, yeah. We'll see where that goes. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Lava Shock does do enough with Overload, where an Overload Shaman running Lava Shock would just be amazing. But I don't think that's going to be the case. But yeah. So, that's going to be it. Yeah. Those are the class cards for the first wing of Blackrock. So, thank you all for watching. Those have been my thoughts. All in all, I'm not really impressed with either of these class cards so far. But yeah, we've still got another, like, what, 7 more class cards to go, so yeah. 7 more class cards. We'll see if any of them get any better. Hopefully they do, because, well, actually, no, we have 6 more, because we know about the Rogue class card. So we'll see. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys later. Take care.